I'm back from my morning walk, which Sandy and I typically take. Walk a couple miles, fresh air, get out and moving. Start the day. It's about -2 outside right now, but windy as heck. So, miserable wind. I just want to take a check on the winter shed to see if the addition of those box fans worked to relieve that hot spot within the shed. A moment of truth. So the module's quite a bit lower, so we're pumping a lot of cold air through the building right now. Holy smokes, looks like it worked. So right here is 7 degrees and the interior within the rows is 5.2. I didn't expect that actually. I expected the interior to be the same as the outside wall here. So let's go take a look at what I set up. I just very roughly put it into place. I still have all these bees to sweep up. I'll do that maybe first thing this afternoon if I don't get... I want to start delivering yard rent honey, so I got to get onto that. But I bought this box fan, 2 of them. I figured I'd start with 2 and see where that lead me. So I have it on high and it's blowing down the alley. Mess of cords I gotta clean up here. Another pile of bees I gotta scoop up and move, but I got my second one going down the aisle. I just have it in these 2 because this outside one wasn't as bad. Maybe I'll add another one in there just to help relieve the issue further, but I thought I'd start with 2 to see where that would take us. Let's take a look at the bees here now. That is nicely tucked them in. No bearding now. So these were the ones that were covering the entire front yesterday. So that's brought them back inside. That is looking really good. Here's my module. Ooh, success. That is provided impact. See, that one is a little bit beardy yet. I can feel airflow. I can feel the ceiling fan too. So I still can feel airflow up here. But I can feel airflow down here too. So the air has relieved those pockets. Bees are nice and calm. Let's just check the row that does not have the box fan on it. No beard. I can feel a lot more airflow just because the fan up top is positioned just a little bit further to the side, so I'm catching that downdraft perfectly here. So maybe that's a problem that was happening. Didn't have my rows lined up properly. So I feel the downdraft here very nicely from the top. And these bees, no problems whatsoever in this aisle. But on the other side, I'm missing that ceiling fan blowing down because it's offset just a little bit and I'm not feeling the same downdraft here. So this is probably why I was getting a bit of a hot spot, just inadequate airflow down the aisle. But now with that box fan, it has these girls tucked right in. And I was originally going to have my fan on that side of my diagram. I don't know, I just wrote it in there. And that's the side of the air being sucked out. But everybody within my comments says, put it on the air inside, intake, because the cold air is being pulled in on this side, and we want to move the air through the shed this way and out. So it just, you can't fight the natural air current, you got to kind of complement it. That's what these fans are doing. It's blowing that cold air from the outside of the cluster, or the outside of the shed, into the inside of the cluster, or I mean, inside of the stack of hives. I'm almost thinking of this entire project here, this entire setup, as being like a hive of bees. I don't know why I'm thinking that. It's just a hot spot in the center, and I have to manage that hot spot by pulling that cold air from the outside in. It's kind of a silly way of thinking about it. It's funny how the mind kind of works sometimes. But they are my cluster of bees within the cluster here. Although this row I had a hot spot too, and I'm feeling definite airflow from the ceiling fans there. I still had these bees bearding in this row, so I don't know. I can feel that airflow from the wall of that box fan though, coming down here. Maybe it's just helping. The other comments I was getting was that these ceiling fans are just churning the air on the upper level. I should reverse them to pull that air up and then mix that air up down the ceiling, down the walls, and just create more of a upwards circulation vortex, where if I'm pushing it down, it's pushing down and just circulating within the tops of my rows here. I don't know if that's what's happening or not. I also suggested I should get a smoker in here that's pretty punky to get a good smudge of smoke coming out to see where those airflows are. But at any rate, that box fan, it'll be pushing that cold air along the bottom and stirring it up, and then maybe allowing it to mix more effectively with those ceiling fans. So I have seen some progress here. This is quite exciting to me. Funny what things provide excitement to beekeepers. But that strategy worked. Warming up a little bit at 5.2, 7.2. So now I wonder why there's a difference from the outside to the inside. I've obviously very adequately mixed the air within the shed there. But why is it, I relieved that hot spot. I don't know. The important part is the interior of my shed no longer has that hot spot. It's maintaining that 5 degrees. So there you go. I sure appreciate all the comments I got from beekeepers over the last day. It's, you know, that kind of feedback is really neat, being able to tap into thought from beekeepers all over the world. Just allows me to exercise my train of thought a little more effectively.